going out on a mission, and the first few months I was in Japan, even I didn't know exactly how to follow the Spirit. And you hear stories, you hear incredible missionary stories all the time, of people knowing which escalator to go up, or just knocking on the right door at the right time and things like that. And I wanted that so bad all the time. And I was just like, oh, what am I doing wrong? The first little bit, I'm like, I have to be making a mistake here because I haven't done that yet. And I think one of the things I learned is that the Spirit can work through us as we're acting as well. And even though sometimes we're not prompted to exactly which escalator or which elevator we need to go up or something like that, the Lord guides us as we're seeking to do His will. And that's something I was able to feel. And even after I did something, I could feel God's confirmation that it was the right thing that I did. And I could feel His approval. And that was really, really cool. And I think there were times on my mission when I did feel that God was there and that He is real. And that came as I was testifying a lot. I could feel that what I was saying was true. And it was cool to see when you look into someone's eyes, being able to feel them feel the Spirit as well. You know that they're feeling the Spirit. And that's one of the coolest moments I think I had on my mission. And learning to turn to God in prayer is key to having the Spirit. I remember one experience I had. There was this investigator. Her whole family was against her joining the church, and we were really worried about her. And we got this text from her, and she says, I can't meet this week, and I can't be baptized because my family's all against it. And we were crushed. We were really crushed. She was getting really close, and she was feeling the Spirit so strongly every lesson. We had such a wonderful time with her family. And I remember when that text came, we decided to pray. We got down on our knees and we just prayed with all of our hearts. And there were 3 of us, right? I was actually in a threesome at that time. And I remember after we were done praying, even while we were praying as well, but the thought came to me, if Christ was here, what would He do? And we didn't know what to do because she told us not to come over. And so that's why we were praying, because we weren't sure if we should just leave her and let her think about it and pray about it, because she said she was going to pray about it. So we're like, okay, that's good. But when the thought came to me, what would Jesus do? That's when I said to myself, if Jesus were here, He would go and visit her, because she was struggling a lot with her family being against the church and things like that. But it's that mindset when we serve with, what would Christ do? We're His disciples, and we're His representatives as missionaries. And as we serve that way, we'll be prompted to know what we should do. I know that revelation always comes. I remember it was towards the end of my mission, and I talked a little bit about how I heard all those stories of missionaries that just were led by the Spirit perfectly and all these things. And I had experienced that a few times, but I just wanted to feel it all the time and just be led by the Spirit 100%. And something that I learned about being led by the Spirit is I learned from my mission president. He said, it's way cool. He said to us, human beings, he says, we are not human beings having spiritual experiences, but we're spiritual beings having human experiences. And he says, if you don't feel at every moment that you're supposed to go up a certain escalator, do a certain thing, it's okay, because you're a spiritual being having human experiences. And I think that changed a lot of my perspective about how I followed the Spirit, and really what the Spirit teaches us to do. But it always leads us to do good. And as we are doing what the Lord's asked us to do, we'll be blessed with the Spirit. That's what He promises us with. It's what He promises us every week as we go and partake of the sacrament. And it doesn't change as a missionary. It's still the same. As we do His work and as we do what He's asked us to do, we're blessed with that. And we don't need to worry if we're being led every second by the Spirit, because the Lord's taking care of us and He's in charge of things.